All right, so in this video, we're using WCS, the coordinate systems in Mastercam, to set up two work offsets, one for the top of a part and one for the bottom. Now, in this particular example that was asked for, we have a piece of wood, like a cabinet door that we're putting a dado joint in one side, and I just have like a pocket here. So I was going to walk through with some very simple toolpaths just to kind of get the idea. Now, on the very first piece, we have in our top coordinate system here, we're starting at, say, the lower left. And it doesn't really matter, where you drew it or whatever. But in my case, if I were going to set up my part, I would touch off my lower left corner and the top of my stock. So in this case, let me just add a default machine. Obviously, you'll need your own, but I'm just going to put a very simple toolpath in here. I'm going to contour this, bring my chaining dialog over, different window. I'm just going to contour this one edge here as we come down, and I think I made this a 1/2 inch, so I'm just going to create a 1/2 inch end mill. Sorry, working on my smaller monitor for these videos. All right, there we go. I don't care about feed speeds, whatever. Let's just put a toolpath on and make sure it's good enough. Okay. Obviously we could extend it, we could do all that. This isn't a contour toolpath video, but we're cutting the dado out there. You can see it's happening at the right place. Great. Now the question is, how do we get this part set up so that way to do this other one, we might need to set up off of this corner over here, and we need to have the X that way. Now, we're going to be doing this all through either the planes dialog, or you can do it with the graphical gnomon down here. I'll show you both methods. They're both going to get you the same. It doesn't really matter how you do it. I'm going to start with the gnomon method, where you grab the actual axis here, and it'll pop out, and you'll see you'll get a new planes dialog. Now with this thing, what you're getting is a gnomon. This is what the axis combination is called. And you'll see you can actually snap to different faces to kind of get your orientation. So in my case, I also want to set up off of my lower left corner here. So I'm just going to snap it to this corner, and we'll see I'm at the right height. Obviously my Z is going the correct direction, but my X is not. So you can just grab these little arrows, the arcs, and rotate them around. Now, if you haven't played with these before, if you hover over the little notches, it'll actually click in increments. So you can see I'm clicking through 70, 60, 50, 40. If you're outside of them, they're completely freeform. So you end up with weird numbers, 29.74 or whatever. What you could do is you could either move it over so we get 180. You could lock to the other corner because you know that would give you, 180 degrees. Or at any point in here, you can just literally type in 180 degrees. Press enter to accept it. And now you'll see your X and your Y is oriented correctly. Let's give this a name. We're going to call this op20 G55. So, most aerospace shops will do ops. First op is 10, op 20, op 30, op 40 as you go through. So you might call it op 2. You might just call it G55, whatever. The only other thing I'm going to do is come down here and I'm going to tell it that I want a manual work offset. So when I do something here, I want it to give me a G55. So I'm going to tell it to increment my work offset by 1. Okay, green check. So there we go. Now you see I've got this plane here, my op 20 G55. And if I put something super elaborate in here, like say, let's just do an automatic region on here. Good. Use the same tool. I don't care about settings. There we go. So there's a toolpath that's oriented in the correct fashion. And if you get any of the code out of it, it's all going to be referencing this coordinate system. Now, some other ways you could do it is through the planes dialog, which is if you don't have it, it's by default, it's down here over these tabs along the toolpaths. I have mine docked over to the side. You could grab any of these things by the title bar and actually dock them different places. So I have mine over here because I use a lot of planes. But if you don't have it, you could always come over to the view dialog and hit planes. That'll turn it on and off. And then when you're in here, you can hit this create new plane. So we can hit plus, and you can do it from geometry, from a solid face, from a G view, or dynamic, which is dynamics the same thing we got by clicking in here. It's just a much shorter way to do it. The other option you could do, oops, don't want to section that, you could have a view that you know is close, like maybe the bottom view is close but not correct. So you could right click on that and you could tell it to duplicate. And, we can give it a name, new bottom, whatever, doesn't matter. Right click on this and choose edit. And now we're going to be able to manipulate that gnomon to get that exactly where we want. So there you go. And hope this helps.